Hello guys, it's Jaco here. As you can see, just came back from work. I'm still in my car, but first thing that I want to do before moving on with my day is to talk about yesterday. To talk about the shambolic, horrific, horrendous, embarrassing, spineless performance that we saw in the North London derby, unfortunately. And first thing that I want to talk is from a managerial standpoint. So, you know, I'm not someone that is asking to change the manager. I'm not someone that gives too much responsibility to the manager in terms of results. I don't feel like managers have huge responsibilities into results as everyone think. So let's analyze what Thomas Frank tried to do. So Thomas Frank clearly tried to put a pure defensive system yesterday, especially the first half. He wanted to frustrate, to try to drag the game to the second half with a 0-0 type of situation where you could, out of nowhere, score the first goal and then defend again. So that was the plan that he was thinking about, and that is a plan that I don't even think that is crazy to think, because Arsenal is a lot better than us, and I don't see a lot of situations where we could get 1 or 2 or 3 points at the Emirates without being very defensive, especially with all the injuries and the player missing offensively that we have. So let's start from here. The problem with this kind of approach that if you just try to defend, you need to defend perfectly, absolutely perfectly. If not, everything will fall down. He put all the eggs into the defensive basket, we can say, and the eggs broke all of a sudden after a very good 35 minutes defensively, because offensively we did absolutely anything, but that was a very good 35 minutes defensively. Before the first goal that they scored, they had only one chance with Rice, so I was quite looking forward for the second half, 0-0 situation when you have still Xavi, Pedro Porro and other players from the bench. Unfortunately, we crumbled in the worst moment possible, the end of the first half, when they scored 2 goals and they closed completely the game without even thinking about it. So, does Frank deserve the criticism? Yes, football is a game about results, football is a game about performances, and in the end, the manager will always be under pressure when you lose two London derbies in a row in this manner. So for sure, he deserves in certain way to be critical about him. So I'm not saying that people are crazy talking about Frank in certain way, but I just don't feel like Frank, even after the disaster class, you can call it, that we saw yesterday, is the main problem of our team. So, Thomas Frank tried to change things up in the second half. It was way too late. We were already 2-0 down. We tried to put a 4 at the back with a little bit more of offensive players, but we conceded the 10 seconds into the second half, basically destroying completely our confidence. So what are the problems that I had with Thomas Frank is that maybe try to be too defensive, okay? So not playing a player like Pedro Porro when your team is so low technically, it's a little bit of a problem, because I feel like Pedro is the only elite technician that we have in the team that can help us getting out of certain situation, and maybe could have helped us also using a little bit more the wide players, the duels between Kudus and Calafiori. That was maybe the only duel that we could have won. So I feel like not playing Pedro Porro was a little bit of a mistake for Thomas Frank. He wanted to prioritize physicality, he wanted to prioritize winning duels, but in the end we were not even able to win duels. So he got it wrong, yes. But I don't know how he could have got it right, playing at 10, playing Xavi Simons, that is very lightweight, and he didn't yet contribute to basically nothing offensively to Tottenham, and playing him against the Arsenal team that, unfortunately, and I hate to say it, these are words that I don't want to come out of my mouth, but unfortunately they are the best team in the world. Arguably, they are the best team in the world. There is not one team that is more consistent towards every single position in terms of quality than Arsenal, that I know. Defensively, they are incredible. Best team in the world by far defensively. There is no doubt about it. In midfield, they have huge qualities. They've also added Zubimendi, that is an insane player with the ball. Unfortunately, we were not able even to come close to him in the last game. And then up front, they still miss Havertz, they still miss Gyökeres, but they have Saka, they have Trossard, they have player that knows how to play on a certain level. So they are levels above us in every department of the team. So I'm not disputing that. So that's the reason why I don't know what Frank could have done better. I'm sure that every tactical analysis on YouTube and on Twitter and on the social media have 100 answers. I don't have it, because for sure playing with the 4-2-3-1 with Bergvall and Sarr with Xavi in the 10 would improve our technical. Yes, but how much? Would that be enough to compete against Arsenal? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that going defensive away against Arsenal to try to get a point was nothing crazy from Frank. It didn't work, so he will have his responsibilities. But what I'm talking about is when we will give the players the responsibilities that they need, okay? Because today might be Frank, whatever you want, but the players plays. The players are on the pitch not competing on the level that they should be. Simple as that. This is unacceptable from our players. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. Like, the technical quality of this team is so low. I'm telling you since a long time, the technical level in midfield of this team is so low. Bentancur was horrific. Palhinha started very bad, but in the end, at least he tried. He tried until the last second. Bentancur was hiding. Then Sarr came into the pitch. Nothing improved, because even Sarr is a very low technical midfielder, unfortunately. Bergvall is a player that is too unreliable in certain games, and Gray is injured. So in the end, what do you have? You have a profile of midfielders even on the bench, even players that are not available. No one is a top technical player. No one is able to play under pressure. No one have that little magic, that little X factor in him. They are all mediocre players. Now, Palhinha is elite defensively, but on the ball is not good enough. Then you have Bentancur that sometimes is good on both things, and sometimes he's not able to play even defensively or offensively. We have Sarr that is very good athletically, but technically is not good enough. We have Bergvall that is still a young player that doesn't have the confidence and the experience to play consistently in certain games. So in the end, what do you have in midfield? Every time, what do you have in midfield? You have players that are not good enough. And you go up front. I love Odobert. I feel like he's a top player. In the future, he can become a very good top player. But now he's not at the level. Now he's not at the level even himself. Yesterday I was quite mad about it. I know that we didn't give him the platform to show his qualities, but he lost every duel. He lost every situation. He was not able to dribble past one time. He didn't make one good decision. Same with Kudus. Love Kudus. Against Arsenal he could have done much better in the few situations that he had. Spence on one side was non-existent all game. Udogie tried to do something. Romero and Van de Ven was very shaky. Dance on the ball is not able to play anywhere near a level that you should have. Vicario with his feet is very shaky. We have a team that is so fragile, especially in big games, especially when you play these high-pressure games, when you need the technically gifted players to come out. Now, Xavi Simons came after in the second half, didn't change the game yet. Again, I know that is a tough moment, a tough situation to put for Xavi Simons, but yet I'm not seeing the magical stuff, the thing that gets you out of certain situations. This team is so uninspiring, so talentless in certain situations. I'm sorry to say it, the lack of quality is incredible. I'm done with blaming all the managers, as you know. I'm not someone that wants to blame every manager every time, because players need to take their responsibilities. They were cowardly. Maybe the tactics were coward. The players were also coward. Let's not get out of this. And the thing that I don't like is people talking like we will change managers and we will improve. Last season we finished 17th, and Frank is right to say it. We finished 17th. I thought that was all because of Ange, how bad he was. Now I'm thinking about it, because maybe I was too harsh on Ange. Maybe it's not impossible to finish 17th with this Tottenham team if you have some injuries. Because the quality is not there. Top players are not there. Experience is not there. You don't have a leadership group. You don't have no one that gets you out of certain situation. Since Kane left, we've been a mid-table team with some good players. Mid-table team with some good players. Romero, Van de Ven, 2 elite players. Porro, Udogi, back 4 is good. The rest is mid-table quality. And we are a mid-table team, and we are playing like it. We are playing like one. And he's not a mid-table manager. He's a mid-table quality of the team. Okay? So I think that this will be the next week will be quite a huge turning point for Thomas Frank. I feel like he can be already in a dangerous position in terms of getting sacked or not. But he's nothing new for us. For us Tottenham fans, he's nothing new. Every time that a manager comes to Tottenham, we always get the worst out of that manager. Every time we make that manager looks completely hopeless. I repeat, next manager needs to come in, play wonderful football, get him results, and impossible, guys. We are having expectations that are not possible to meet, not possible to meet. The quality of the players is what it is. It's a mid-table type of quality, and it's showing again and again. It's going to be a very long season with the Premier League, and the only thing that can improve is with Kulusevski, Madison, and certain players back. Those are players that I still believe that are higher quality than mid-table, and they will improve us a lot. But a lot of players that we have can play for mid-table teams with no problem. So this is the state of Tottenham. This is a Tottenham that you could have predicted that we could have come into this point, because in the last 4 years the investment, everything around the club footballing wise has been absolutely atrocious. Now Levy is out. I'm hoping for improvements in terms of getting new players, because that's what we need. We need new players, we need top players, we need leaders, we need someone that can change this team that in the moment is dead, absolutely dead. And I'm not blaming only Thomas Frank. I think that Thomas Frank had a little bit of responsibility for sure. He could have set up in a different way, but nothing would have made so much the difference. Arsenal will beat us 10 times out of 10 with these teams. With different tactics, 10 times out of 10, Arsenal will beat us. I'm comfortable in saying this because they are so much better than us, and we need to humble ourselves. We need to understand the level that our players are. And in this moment, the last 2 seasons, we finished 17th with 22 losses in a league season, and this season we're not able to dominate any kind of team. Is always the manager's fault? I don't think so. So thank you so much, guys, and see you the next time. Have a good day.